Welcome to the Hope for the Journey podcast, a weekday wellness tips program presented by Dr. Denise Marie, Third Order Carmelite. Dr. Denise is a professionally qualified clinical psychologist, health and wellness professor and coach, counselor, plus medicinal herbs educator. Each Hope for the Journey podcast features a well-being key from Dr. Denise, helping you meet your self-care needs for living well. Listener discretion is advised because this and other Hope for the Journey episodes may contain discussions surrounding behavioral health problems and other actual potentially triggering topics.
Hello and good day, everyone. Welcome back to Hope for the Journey. I hope things are coming along okay for you today. This is Dr. Denise speaking, and on today's episode of the podcast, our topic is accepting reality, which is a psychological self-care key for living well. I would like to begin today's discussion with a question. Do you think that your beliefs fully line up with reality? Do you accept the realities of what is true about your home life, your friends, your own circumstances, your own problems, your timeline, your own adverse environment, your location, your own thinking, your own feeling and emotions? Or do you find it hard to embrace the real nature of things in any of these important areas of your life? If you do find it hard to embrace the true nature of things in one or more areas of your life, which areas are the ones involving the most struggle for you? If struggle in a particular area of your life is involved, does that struggle include finding it hard to believe the situation is real? Does it include emotional pain such as intense sorrow and or anger about why the circumstance happened or why the situation is happening? Does the struggle include thoughts that are not sorted through? A need for greater understanding? A wish to change the past? The want to be more readily able to predict what can happen in the future? A desire to have more control over things? Hopes that turn out to be false hopes for change? Wish to receive more respect of your perspective or more respect of you from others? In just reviewing these areas of struggle, I think you can see that struggling too much with the realities of life can actually become a mental prison for you. On the other hand, acceptance of reality is a powerful practice that encourages many good things. Acceptance of reality encourages believing that all kinds of bad, false, or ugly things can actually happen in life to you or others that are close to you and that you care about. Acceptance of reality involves healthy emotional processing. Acceptance of reality encourages having a mind that thinks in a healthy way, a healthy thinking mind. Acceptance of reality encourages deeper understanding of things in life. Accepting reality encourages letting go of the idea that the past can be done over. Accepting reality encourages you to get to know the limits of your capacity to predict the future, to predict what will happen in life. Acceptance of reality encourages distinguishing what you actually can from what you cannot control. Acceptance of reality means no longer wasting any energy on the things that won't be changing. Accepting reality encourages recognizing that there will be people who will not properly respect you or your opinions on things. So you might be wondering, is there anything that you can do? Acceptance of reality is not something passive, but actually an active process. So why not consider better practicing accepting reality rather than struggling so much or fighting with reality? So, ways to better practice reality acceptance. How about being less demanding of yourself after life's unexpected losses or problems or adverse events? How about releasing the need for too much control over things? Because things in life will play out as they will. What about facing any emotional pain head on? Choosing to feel and heal through the difficult feeling and emotions. What about simply knowing that the high level emotional charges will eventually lessen as time moves on, as time passes? What about using the opportunity to study any unproductive thought patterns you might have discovered you now have, such as unrealistic thoughts or despairing thoughts or catastrophic thoughts? making a decision to replace these with healthy thoughts. Another practice toward accepting rather than fighting with reality would be to understand that if you are holding on to any delusion, it is important to acknowledge that, dismantle any delusion you have been holding on to. And how about the practice of letting go and letting God? What about asking God to dissolve needless fears of an uncertain future? In this case, then, getting used to viewing the unknown future as a natural state of affairs, which features possibilities and your freedom to act, rather than looking at the future as a guaranteed threat. Accepting reality involves realizing that there are at least one or more valuable lessons about life that you have actually learned. And what about resolving to move on, to live in the present rather than in the past? As you can see about these means to better practicing accepting reality, improving your coping skills for better reality acceptance really is something that can be accomplished. You don't have to get stuck in truly distressing situations. Overall, acknowledging and acting upon the truth of things rather than remaining resistant to passing through the truth and reality of life circumstances can bring significant relief and peace, setting you on a stronger path of freedom to deal with the current reality of what lies before you. And certainly all of this for the benefit of your psychological well-being and a more thriving life to come. Next, then, moving along with today's topic, I wanted to point out two people who clearly made accepting reality central in their lives. First, I mention physicist, chemist, and double Nobel Prize winner Marie Curie. Marie was a woman who dedicated her life to the field of science. She was a true pioneer scientist interested in, quote unquote, establishing the truth. Marie Curie said during a famous presentation at the University of Paris to make sure to, quote, look for the clear light of truth, end quote. I also wish to bring to mind another person, Gilbert K. Chesterton. Chesterton is the 20th century journalist, philosopher, and writer on apologetics from England. You might know Chesterton as the creator of the fictional priest detective Father Brown. Father Brown is the main character in the successful Father Brown TV murder mystery series. G.K. Chesterton's life was so marked by his taking matters of truth very seriously And he did not at all shy away from acknowledging what things are good in human life. Chesterton even said, quote, "You can only find truth with logic if you have already found truth without it," end quote. That is, without logic. Both of these famous persons, Marie Curie and G.K. Chesterton, had a strong sense of reality and understood the benefits of letting truth serve as a guide in decision making, including toward better living. And moving forward with our podcast today, I wish to highlight a piece of music that nicely supports accepting reality. The song I will feature for you is called Truth Be Told. It is by Matthew West. So I will read an amount of the relevant song lyrics which I found online. Here goes. Lie number 1, you're supposed to have it all together. And when they ask how you're doing, just smile and tell them, never better. Lie number 2, everybody's life is perfect, except yours. So keep your messes and your wounds and your secrets safe with you behind closed doors. Truth be told, the truth is rarely told. Now I say I'm fine, yeah, I'm fine, but I'm not. I'm broken. And when it's out of control, I say it's under control, but it's not. And you know it. I don't know why it's so hard to admit it when being honest is the only way to fix it. There's no failure, no fool. There's no sin you don't already know, so let the truth be told. There's a sign on the door, says, "Come as you are," but I doubt it. 'Cause if we lived like it was true, every Sunday morning pew would be crowded. But didn't you say the church should look more like a hospital? A safe place for the sick, the sinner, and the scarred, and the prodigals like me. Well, truth be told, the truth is rarely told. Oh, am I the only one who says I'm fine? Yeah, I'm fine, but I'm not. Can I really stand here, unashamed, knowing that your love for me won't change? Oh God, if that's really true, then let the truth be told. I say I'm fine, yeah, I'm fine, but I'm not. So let the truth be told. As you can detect, this song indicates the psychological importance of accepting the truth to improve one's well-being. Next in this talk, I want to turn our attention to some extra possible care for you and your overall wellness by mentioning the following: a set of health foods and plants to help your intellectual functioning and focus toward accepting reality, which is our self-care key of the day. So remember to discuss these pantry items with your doctor before using them for any of your health needs. The trio of foods I will indicate now are meant to be complementary to body and soul functioning. First, I'd like to point out green tea, which can improve brain function and brain activity. Then I can suggest eating walnuts, which can help to combat what is known as brain fog. Also, there are pumpkin seeds to eat, to take in for support in clearing brain sluggishness. Just bear in mind my pointer about going over such foods and plants with your doctor to ensure they fit with your particular health situation. Otherwise, it pleases me to mention green tea, walnuts, and pumpkin seeds as gifts of nature for your soul care as well as your physical wellness. Now, today I also wanted to share this brief item with you, a post-it note I have written to encourage you to take increased care of your well-being by accepting the truth of things. So I hope you will take to heart these words from a friend, actually from Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. Whatever is true, think about these things. Additionally, next up for today on our podcast is an ebook I wish to highlight in favor of embracing reality more. This ebook is entitled Telling Yourself the Truth. It is designed by psychological counselors Dr. William Backus and Dr. Marie Chapin. These two authors, in describing their content, reveal how the book, quote, teaches you how to identify your own misbeliefs and replace them with the truth, end quote. Dr. Backus and Chapin explain that our misbeliefs produce, quote, wrong emotions, wrong reactions, wrong behavior, and unhappiness, end quote. Overcoming the lies we tell ourselves by deciding to trade them in for living in the truth is key to maintaining regular peace and happiness in our lives. Further, alongside this Telling Yourself the Truth ebook that I have underlined, you can keep in mind that there are other wellness aids to learn about in our Hope for the Journey podcast resource center, located on Instagram at Cause for Hope. And lastly, to tie up this evening's discussion, I would like you to know that it has been a pleasure for me to spend today's podcast time with you on the topic of accepting reality, to emphasize this vital psychological self-care key with you. And please know that I personally wish you more hope for the journey of greater well-being.
The Hope for the Journey program airs weekday evenings from 7:45 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram and YouTube. Dr. Denise thanks you for listening to her Community Wellness podcast and wishes you to keep in mind that there is cause for hope of more well-being.